Welcome to Three Grandmas Yapping about Roman Polanski's birthday.
Yes.
And we're just thrilled because we're going to have an all-night birthday party for Roman. We have several guests coming in. Noah Baumbach's going to be here. He's going to do a square dance with some other local celebrities from Los Angeles. And we have Rab 80_81_ star * exclamation mark. Welcome, Rab.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me.
This is your first appearance on Three Grandmas Yapping about movies, and you selected this movie. And what did the movie? And what is? We ask what the movie is, and what is your emotional relationship to the film, if you have one, or just discuss it.
So, I chose Gattaca. Gattaca is just a movie that when I saw as a teenager, it kind of had like a pretty good positive effect on my life. For me, I was always kind of counted out on things, and it kind of helped me build that human determination or human spirit of how to do things in life. And I'm not supposed to be...
This movie did that for you?
Yeah, it did.
I'm just joking. Go ahead. Please continue.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing you. So you're saying that even though we don't necessarily win the genetic lottery, you found motivation from the fact that the character played by Ethan Hawke overcame these obstacles through stealing somebody's identity. All right. I mean, okay. Time. Have you heard of this movie? Did you see it before it launched on Three Grandmas? Do you know about this one?
I have heard of this movie when it came out, and I thought it had a funny name, and I thought it was like a science fiction. I mean, it is science fiction, but I thought it was like a science fiction splicing DNA, rewriting the genetic code. Right. And then I forgot about it for 20 years. And then I was watching The League one day, and one of the characters on there, Rafi, he goes crazy and just runs and starts screaming, Gattaca!
That's a different movie. See, that's a different movie. Oh, okay.
But it's the funniest fucking thing to me, and so that's my favorite line in that.
Do you know what that's from, though?
That's Attica. He's saying Attica.
Gattaca, right? That's another movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But he made it Gattaca.
He made it Gattaca,
Does it ever put you guys off when there's a science fiction movie that's obviously very high technology in the future, but all the computers are ass?
Yeah.
They're all using an Atari 2600 in Star Wars, and everyone has they have that terrible projector top down, and they're splicing DNA, and they have hand fucking DNA analysis and all this stuff, but it looks like a fucking Game Boy, original Game Boy. Does that take you out of it?
No, because it's weirdly dystopian. It's the future, but then when you add I don't want to say analog stuff, but when you add stuff that's kind of has a retro feel and it shouldn't be there, it gives you this weird feeling something's wrong.
Yeah. And then this is the other thing. 1996 was obsessed with recreating Art Deco and film noir, and there's a lot of that in here. It's all everything from the 20s they're trying to do. That's why they have the shoulder pads and the but they really by 1996 everything was trying to recreate the 20s and 30s and this is a really cool version of that. But at some points it does look very much like. Do you think Christian Dior Eternity Ad stole from this, or was it vice versa? Because some of the swimming scenes, it's just it feels very cologne commercial.
I think he was inspired by it. Yeah. Yeah.
Ram, do you know who directed this?
I cannot pronounce his name.
Did he direct any other films?
Yes, not that I know of.
You guys want to talk about that a little bit?
Do you know who it is?
I know who it is, but I can't. It's
it is a man named Andrew Niccol.
You can't pronounce Niccol?
Nikolai or something.
Niccol. He has a lot of science fiction movies.
All right, let's look at him.
He made The Truman Show, which is crazy. That's a great movie.
So that tells me you were not as crazy about this film. Time
no. Wait, what?
What do I mean? I don't know, because you said that because you said that's a great film and it's great. You said that's crazy. That's a great film. So in my mind,
I'm saying that's crazy that he made that. That's a great film, also.
This also reminds me of a movie called something City. You know what I'm talking about? Night City or
Dark City?
Dark City.
Dark City.
Did you get that vibe from this a little bit? Because they
I
film noir. Have you ever seen that, Ram? Dark City?
I have not.
Okay, you're gonna have to check that one out because it's but that movie's from 1998, so it's very much the Art Deco style, and that is very Truman Show coded as well because it turns out it's all a set, and they don't know that they're not in a fake world. That's all like spoilers. A clock.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, it came out in 1999. I'm gonna spoil some stuff tonight if you haven't seen it.
No, check it out. That's the only thing I'll say. But how it gets to that point. Jennifer Connelly's in it. All right, so
it's always a good movie then.
Yeah.
In this plot, Ethan Hawke's parents go to they just decide to have a baby without using DNA splicing, and that's very controversial because it's a baby that has 90% odds of dying, right? Mm-hmm. And all of these, it's nearsighted and all of these things, but through the power of competition with his own brother, he wants to excel, and it seems like his genetically gifted brother doesn't have the same drive.
That's right. Yep.
You want to talk on that, Ram?
Yeah, that's some of the things that I kind of got from the movie. So like his brother has all the tools, but he didn't have like the drive or the determination to get where he wanted to ultimately. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can even probably put in the real Jerome and kind of bring him in, which was Jude Law.
Mm-hmm.
He had he had the same problem. You know, he had all the tools, but you know, he was also, you know, an alcoholic, you know, probably drug addict and everything, and he couldn't handle the feeling. So,
well, because he became paralyzed, they wouldn't let him compete anymore too. But I felt like Jude Law's character was really interesting because even though he was kind of a sad sack, he was very kind of optimistic and very propelled the story and Ethan Hawke's journey a little bit sometimes when Ethan is in town. This turned into almost like a roommate sitcom at one point because it was a lot of Ethan and Jude Law together, right? And even more than like, I feel like their relationship was more crystallized than the Uma Thurman relationship, which was very... just surface like level. Lust, just lust based, just like they saw each other, but then at the same time she was protecting him and hiding him from the Federal Bureau of Investigation because what happens? Ethan Hawke grows up to end up being a cleaning person where this fucking plot is so nuts, dude. And Ernest Borgnine is there, and he's like, "Listen, you're not gonna be an astronaut, Ethan. Keep cleaning." He's like, "I'm gonna, you should clean the glass clean so you can."
I like that line. I like that line.
You want to go to space? Come on, how about you clean this space right here?
I like those lines. Those are good.
And then he finds someone who will sell him somebody's identity. But then there's all these things they have to do every day. Like he has to scrub his skin to get all the DNA off. And he has these little pouches with blood of skin on his fingerprints. And then Jude Law has to give hair trimmings and stuff to him to like leave around. Did you think a lot of this was convoluted? And like, they're going to catch you, bro. You can't like rub your skin. Like there's always going to be DNA everywhere. Like you can't like, what did you guys think about that? I was having a problem with that.
Well, I mean, I think he was just trying to get off as much dead skin as he can, you know, loose hair, everything he could. I just kind of think that, you know, you're right. You know, we're constantly shedding skin, shedding hair.
And where do you get the money for this service? Like, it sounds very expensive because not only is he taking his identity, he's living with him and he's like assisting him through the whole process. Did they ever talk about
all the rent?
Yeah, where did they get all this fucking money?
Yeah,
there was
a janitor.
There was a part of the scene where they said that out of all the, you know, whatever money he makes, that guy makes like 25% of whatever they make.
He's a janitor.
The finder's fee guy, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, where's the money from? Like, I don't. Did his parents like? They should have said this, like he inherited it or he won the lottery or something. Because it feels that that's very expensive. That service to have a whole Ernie and Bert experience with another man whose identity you have to take. So he's training him to be him, and all right, we'll allow it.
I like the whole like manic, you know, getting rid of your skin and cutting your hair and like, you know, shaving and like all that stuff like that, which was shown at the beginning of the movie, which is crazy because like those fingernails, and then it just keeps like the hair and it keeps getting, you know, worse and worse.
And remember when he makes love to Uma, he goes to the beach and he has to scrub his skin at the shore. Skin, right, and so Uma's never nude in this, but Ethan sure is a lot.
Yeah, I think it just speaks about the drive and the determination of the dream that he wants
and
to
the
accomplish.
fear
Of going
and his
into
anxiety.
Space. Yeah,
and he's doing it like he's he almost has developed a obsessive compulsive drive to do it.
Yeah.
And then most likely the FBI is never going to show up. But then what happens at the Space Center? Because this is the other thing I don't quite understand. Why are the astronauts doing entry-level data entry during the day in the typing pool? And I love the fitness center, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, can we get some big screens in here so I can see something other than the wall?
It's
like, they don't have any visual technology.
Yeah.
I would have put a beautiful bay window there or something. I love the architecture of the building they used as the set, though, obviously. They had really cool, like, Frank. I feel like it's like a Frank Lloyd Wright building in LA that they use. I don't know exactly what they used. I'm just guessing.
So I know for sure, like, the one that they used as the apartment complex where they live, that's Cal Poly Pomona.
Okay.
Oh.
And I would imagine that was the architect was someone who was Frank Lloyd Wright related, because he's a real Art Deco king, right? And so they have a lot of those buildings in LA. The only place they have buildings like that in great population is in like Sao Paulo, Brazil, and parts of Italy, because it's very coded to that time frame in the 20s when they were building them.
Yeah, and I think the offices is someplace in Marin County or something like that.
Marin?
So
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
The thing you brought up earlier about the whole roommate situation, there was a part at the end that was almost like it was kind of like I mean, obviously it was meant to be like dramatic or whatever, but it also was like kind of funny. And it's like, but when he's like, hey, they're coming, I need you to like pretend to be you and be sick, and he's climbing up the thing, and like he's taking forever, and then he's moving his legs, like, and he's getting up there, and then he sits down and he's like, welcome in.
Well, how'd you do?
That
was hilarious,
like,
to me.
Comedy right there. Yeah,
that was fucking so silly.
Right?
Well,
I mean, yeah, my favorite comedy part was like towards the end of the movie where, like, left-handed guys don't hold it with their right.
Oh yeah.
So.
And then Ethan Hawke is downstairs, like the FBI director who turns out to be Ethan Hawke's brother, right? The whole time, and he doesn't recognize his own brother, which is fucking crazy. Did I see which movie?
No. Did you see that coming? Did you see that twist coming?
No.
Oh, I did. I don't know why I did.
But then Ethan Hawke's downstairs, like hiding behind the fucking staircase. Like all he has to do is go around the corners. It's like, what do you guys really like? What is happening? It's just interesting the way. Are they trying to like talk about philosophical things, and this is the way they're expressing it, or is this just like a straight ahead plot and it's just a murder? And then the idea that Gore Vidal is the one who killed that man with a plastic keyboard is so tarf.
This is the second Gore Vidal
appearance
on the podcast.
Public intellectual Gore Vidal. Yeah. Shout out to him. Wonderful historian, pop culture icon.
That was said that kind of explains like a big part of the movie. Ram, I'm wondering if you can remember it. Where like he said, it's like when he first starts assuming his identity, and he's like, I don't look like this guy, and then he makes a comment like, people don't look at your face or some shit like that.
Yeah, because everything's a printout, I guess. He said like nobody looks at pictures anymore because they just want to know the stats, right? They want to know the DNA stats, so they don't look at pictures. And besides, pictures are just like a receipt from fucking CVS printout, right? And like nobody can. And the pictures are so funny. Like he's always like he's like overdoing the dorkiness.
Yeah,
in the photo,
Jude Law and Ethan Hawke look nothing alike. and then at the end, the fucking guy's brother sees Ethan Hawke, and then 20 minutes later goes and sees Jude Law, and then like the little thing pops up and it's like, oh, you're the right guy, and it's like you don't question that, like you guys don't look alike. Why does two people come up at one time? But I guess they have to follow the results.
I think they kind of like did something to that image where they kind of put like both features of their faces.
Maybe
in there. I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing I can kind of imagine.
But Ethan Hawke he was making weird faces at the beginning. He's like.
Yeah, he's like copying the picture. He's like, yeah, it's fucking crazy, bro.
Because when they first introduced him, he's like,
he's like Lil Nicky.
He looks up and he's like, yeah, like Lil Nicky. He's making those faces, but then he stops doing them after the intro scene, and I don't know why he stopped doing them. But it was so. I was because like, is he going to do this the entire movie? And then he didn't. I was like, damn it!
He becomes a sophisticated gentleman overnight just by sleeping in the same fucking house as Jude Law, which is amazing. I love like when Jude Law has to call the hair coloring company because they sent the wrong shade of blonde hair. They sent me summer wheat.
Damn it!
And then Jude Law's whole life is committed to helping Ethan Hawke sell the astronaut program. It's like, it's just funny. And like they go out to dinner and they have that scene where he's helping him to bed and they fall on the floor. And like, see, like if I'm making Gattaca, they should have made the love affair between those two. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but like that's more compelling.
Right there on the floor.
They should have made love and they couldn't handle it anymore. There's too much pressure and the pressure burst pipes, as we all know. And then Uma Thurman walks in and they scream, "Get out of here!
Gattaca!
Get out of here, Gattaca!" When they nut, they both scream Gattaca. They high five each other. Yeah. Did they say the name of this film? They did say the name of the film once, right? Didn't somebody say, "Well, I can't believe he works at Gattaca"?
Yeah, it's the place they work at. Yeah.
Right.
It's like 3 or 4 times, so that gets bonus points. So
you think Roman Polanski would have liked this film, Ram? What do you know about Roman Polanski?
I don't know Roman Polanski.
You've been watching the show for a long time. We've tried to help people learn about Roman and what's going on with him, and still it's not making it through. He made movies like Rosemary's Baby. He made Oliver with an exclamation point that we all love. Right? The Pianist. Academy Award winner with Jeffrey Rush. Do you think that you know what he did to get in trouble all those years ago? Do you know about him?
No, not really.
He slept with an underage lady.
Like the film world, unfortunately.
He slept with a child. He had intercourse with a child.
By the way.
Right.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I mean, you can't not like if you're having like there's no other way. Like there's no consent. There's no consent for that, right?
Jeffrey
There's only
Rush.
that. Great.
Jeffrey Rush, not in Penis.
Oh, he's not? Who was in the Pianist?
Adrian Brody.
Who was Jeffrey Rush in? Wasn't he in something? Oh, My Left Foot. I always get the Pianist and My Left Foot confused.
Wait, isn't My Left Foot with the method actor guy?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up Jeffrey Rush right now. God damn it. You don't know who Jeffrey is?
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah, My Left Foot.
Well, then what does Jeffrey Rush do?
Pirates. That's all he does.
Yeah, that's the only one I.
Come on. He won an Academy Award. Let me see. Gold. He's Australian. Shine. Shakespeare in Love. The King's Speech. I don't fucking know. All right, he's off. Jeffrey Rush, you're out.
It says the two have never worked together in a film.
What do you think about this future world? It looks very dowdy. Is this a place you'd like to spend time in? Would you like to go to the future to be with these like everyone has to wear a suit every day? It's very, very warm. It feels like.
I mean, I think we kind of do already, right?
Ram, what if I told you there's no? I mean, like I felt like it's very, very white bread too. It's very boring. Like there's only the fancy restaurant. Like they only go to one restaurant, and it's it's like, and then where's the culture? There's only white people. Do you think they did that on purpose? Do you think that they were talking about eugenics to some degree in this?
Probably, yeah.
You know what eugenics is?
Well, according to multiple, people that should not be named, we don't have a place in society, right, Tom?
That's Lance. 100%.
Is that what he said? Did he say that on stream? Did you clip it?
No, we didn't clip it.
Clip it and send it to me. I'll send it to some organizations that take a stand against stuff like that. And they can go to his chat and talk to him.
Only having the fancy restaurant, the inverse of this movie, the opposite, is going to be Demolition Man. Because they only had Taco Bells. That's it. That's all they had.
I think Demolition Man is a perfect inverse to this movie. Yeah. It's a perfect other side of the coin. A totally different dystopia. I
love that movie.
It is a good. We actually watched that on a stream on my show one time.
Oh my god! Oh, you did. That's right. Yeah. So, something I want to bring up, and this was a private conversation. Maybe it should have been private. Ram, you can go ahead and expand on this.
Shall I disrobe?
When he said he wanted to make this movie watch this movie, Ram said it applied to stuff happening now. What did you mean by that?
I mean, for me, just from my perspective, like, a lot of people have to fake an identity to get to where they want to be, like in jobs. You know, for example, when you apply for the job, if you don't have the experience, you're just gonna fake the experience, right? You're gonna put someone that
Can you do that nowadays, though? Can you do that nowadays?
I did it. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I started out like in a warehouse. I mean, it doesn't matter now. I mean,
it
doesn't matter.
This is the fucking live show.
Come back for it.
What are you talking about? Yeah. Ram?
Shh. I mean, I have it doesn't matter for me, but that's how I kind of perceive
Get your
it
foot in the door. Get your foot in the door.
Yeah, and then nowadays, people are doing like a lot of, DNA type things anyways with people. I mean, there's when you do autism testing and deficiency testing and all that too. So it's all pretty much out there, and that's why I'm saying it applies today.
CRISPR is something that is a technology that we have, but we don't have the computational power to utilize it broad spectrum. And as soon as we have quantum computing in conjunction with AI, CRISPR will be able to edit genes in real time. Like you might have a fucking myopia or something, they'll inject you with some shit that'll go fix the gene. And
that was
around the corner.
That does beg an interesting question as far as like how personally you would do that. As far as like if you had a kid, would you just leave it up to chance, or would you be like, hey, I'm making sure that kid has the best of the best and doesn't have to struggle, and like what do you do at that point? Though.
It's going to be only people who can afford it will get it for a long time, right? That's always the thing with these things.
But let's say you do. What do you do in that position? Everyone, what do you do?
I think most people would probably do it because if your child is born with a horrific congenital birth defect and their life is horrible and short, why take the risk for that? I'm sure it's just going to be the standard at some point. Right? Because it's going to be cheap and available. And why would anyone want to risk having a horrible problem? But this is the other thing. There's going to be unintended consequences for editing some things that we consider a liability that might turn out to be part of larger systems. Like maybe somebody has autism and maybe they have some other situation genetically. And it turns out that they're a genius piano player or whatever. And so like if you start messing with all these connections and these integrations, like just because you turn off one light switch, it may affect lights all over the proverbial house. And like they have to figure that shit out. And it might like make people insane. Like if you start editing genes, it might cause some sort of psychosis that we don't know about. So when you're talking about young children that have no chance, you're going to have to like experiment for many years, I guess, to prove that it's worthwhile, I guess.
Well, like, so I'm sorry, Ram, go ahead.
No, just another thing too is like in vitro fertilization. That's a thing nowadays. I think a couple of weeks ago I read some like 33-year-old egg in the 90s was just born recently. So that's just another thing. They did admit that they actually did kind of modify some of the genes to see what would happen. So
what happened?
They do it all the time. IVF is very common. And like if you have enough money to do it,
they did it with Prag. I mean, that's why Prag is a genius.
I love that you keep calling me a genius in public. You can do that as much as you want.
I don't.
Like time doesn't get it. We start to like
clinically insane. So
start amplifying.
That's true. That's true.
So
you can get your dog cloned. You can get your cat cloned if you have the money. See, but then they're not always exactly the same because there's the nurture part of nature. Right?
Did you see the most recent season of what's that show? The Nathan Fielder show.
Yeah.
Rehearsal. Did you see the most recent one?
I just finished watching it. Yes.
There was that episode
the scene, right?
with where they cloned the dog.
Right.
Have you seen the show? Ram?
I don't think I have. No.
Okay. Well, it's a great show. You got to watch it. It's called Rehearsal. It's on HBO.
It's really good. I enjoy it a lot.
And he's trying to control certain things and like see if he can do certain things with like bunch of shit, whatever. But this couple has a dog, and the dog passes away. It was super close with them or whatever, and they got clones of this dog. Because they wanted to live on the dog, and they loved it. And it was like a 1-for-1 match, but the dog didn't act the same, obviously, because it's not the same dog. So Nathan came in there, the guy that ran the show, Nathan, and he's like, let's try to see if we can make this work. So he basically studied this couple and like learned about their upbringing and like everything that they dealt with as far as like, living their lives with this dog at a younger age. when the dog was a puppy and shit like that. So he has actors come in and essentially reenact that younger part of their life.
Recreates the house, recreates everything.
Everything, yeah. And the dog is with them and whatever. And they try to go through the same, like the same beats in their life with that dog around and see if the dog will act the same. But it never does. And they keep doing it. And they're like, there's this one thing that the dog specifically does when this happens, and it never does it. And they keep trying to do it, whatever. And then one day, with enough repetition and enough like conditioning, I guess, and enough nurturing, the dog does it. And it's like the craziest shit. And it's like they nurtured the dog, the clone of the dog, to act like the other dog. And it's just
because the component that was missing is the environment. Because as you develop, you solve problems based on the environment you're placed in, not based on anything else. And that will change you as a person, and who you end up being based on your environment is very critical, because like how you solve problem solving is just about overcoming obstacles in your environment. And so it's very, obviously important.
Yeah.
Gattaca.
I think going back to the whole genetic modifying thing, I think there's a lot of like good to come of that, but then it gets like crazy when you start to like just change shit that maybe you shouldn't. Like for me, I'd be like, my first daughter, I want her to be a redhead, and it's like that's not. I shouldn't. That's
be illegal. It's illegal to do that. You will never be able to allow that.
Guaranteed to be a redhead, but I can't.
No, you're gonna be put in federal prison if you try to do that. That's the underground part that we don't want to talk about.
No,
like, people are gonna try to make redheads.
It has to be a redheaded little girl, and we're gonna name her Ariel. That's it.
Oh God, that's it. You're gonna be put in a federal penitentiary
for loving my daughter too much. That's
I think it'll be very common and
design.
But this is the thing: when quantum computing gets to that level, all these things are going to be very common. So there'll be no need to buy energy anymore. We will solve all the energy, but not at the scale to make it dependable for everyday use. What you can do with quantum computing is crunch numbers and solve problems. Like, we can solve any problem. It might take 30,000 years to calculate certain things that we need to figure out. With a quantum computer, you can do it in 3 minutes, something that might take 30,000 years to quantify. And so then you can start stacking that, and then it can start solving questions that we didn't even know we had. Right. And so you get to the point where you don't have to worry about energy anymore, and you can harvest the asteroid belts at the Kuiper Belt and bring those resources back. And you become an extra interplanetary species once you have quantum computing, because then you can solve how to get close to the speed of light, because you can't go faster than the speed of light or exactly the speed of light. But the key to interstellar space travel is getting to 90% or whatever. So it's going to change everything and almost overnight. Like, cancer will be gone.
Yeah. And when I how can I put this? When I joined the workforce and the field that I'm in, like, you'd be surprised how much like of our food is kind of genetically modified.
Oh, 100%.
For example, all the corn in the U.S. is modified. And it does have negative consequences for us. Obviously, it's not as nutritional value and everything that it's found on like Ukrainian corn or something. So
monoculture.
And I deal with that every single day, genetically modifying this and that, and it's kind of crazy how it's full circle and it kind of came back this way to me. But yeah,
it's tough because they're there to make a profit. And how do you make a profit? You homogenize the process. And how do you do that? You make a monoculture. You make a seed that they own all of the genetic material. They own the rights and the license, so you have to buy the seed if you want to plant it. And next thing you know, that's the only fucking corn or rice in the area. And then if something actually targets some pest or pestilence or mold or something, then you're really fucked, because then you could have only one type of crop, right? One type of seed. Traditionally, when you farm, you have all kinds of combinations of growing things and living creatures in combination, right? And it's much more sustainable. But we're feeding more and more people, and this is the other thing. The other way caused more starvation, but this is a less healthy way to live, right? So there's less death, but less healthy outcomes, I guess.
Yeah.
Gattaca.
Yeah. Yeah, Gattaca. So I mean, that's part of the reason why I kind of wanted to pick this movie. Obviously it's something that kind of really like ingrained itself in me, and I wanted to share it with you guys and see, what you guys think and everything. There's a lot of symbolism in the movie as well. Like if you look at the background of, of my picture and everything, that's actually like the stairwell. Obviously, that
he climbed up.
Eugene was
Spiral
actually kind of
stairwell.
dragging himself
Helix.
up there.
It's a
But
helix
it's also
shape.
like, it's also like the DNA shape as well. So there's like a lot of symbolism.
How into science are you?
Unfortunately, my first job was in a lab.
Mm-hmm.
Not
a pen and a pad.
With the
Trying
pen
to get
and
this
a pad.
damn label off.
There it is.
Since I was like 20 up until like maybe like 31, I worked in the lab. Not like on the genetic side, more like on the chemical side. But obviously, the genetic side, I did kind of touch on a little bit.
Sick.
What the fuck? What did you guys think of the performances in this movie?
I like the acting performances much better than what they had given them to say. I didn't like a lot of the things they had to say. I thought it was like, I was waiting for some like insights or some philosophical speeches or something. And it was just very like clinical and cold. And I understand that's the vibe of the movie, but again, it reminds me of a cologne commercial in some ways. It's very aesthetically pleasing, but not very like deep and nutritious. It's like a very pretty little cake, but obviously it's not something you can live off of. But it tasted okay. It was good to look at. I just felt the narrative story was failed. I just feel like it didn't keep me engaged as much as I wanted to. I didn't find it very exciting. I didn't think the murder mystery subplot was compelling because like, it's like not really a mystery. And it's just like, oh, it turns out like the old man beat him with a keyboard and then he doesn't say anything about it. And it's just like they've just like decided to tie it up at the end. And, I thought the whole Jude Law thing with the stare was like the FBI and like he doesn't recognize his own brother. That's fucking nuts. And like I feel like it missed a lot of those things, but I thought it was very aesthetically pleasing. And it really, if you wanted to do a postmodern Art Deco showcase and show how beautiful that style can be, I thought this did a great job of that. A lot of suits.
A lot of suits, yeah. There's something I think I want to do going forward, regardless of our opinion of this movie. And I want to know, is there a better version of this movie somewhere else?
Uglies. No. Yeah, I'm sure there, there is in part 1984 and in part like some other. Am I out of focus? What is going on with my camera right now?
You're good now.
Why is it doing that though?
I don't know. It's weird.
All right. I think that there's a lot of dystopian movies. There's Logan's Run. There's The Island. There's 1984. I mean, you could go like Planet of the Apes. Like there's so many fucking post-future movies where the future is not pleasant. And there's Armageddon movies. There's Mad Max. There's Road Warrior. Any of those movies would be more interesting to watch. Because I feel like there was no this movie really needed like a hook or a catch or some sort of like, oh, I didn't see that coming, like in the middle of it, or just a different venue, or like he has to go somewhere, because I just feel like he was going from like Gattaca, the building, to his apartment and back, and like I just wasn't that. And like Jude Law was very charming, and all the actors are excellent, right? And I think they did the best they could with it. But I was just like, if it was just this, if there was any bad actors in this movie, it would have flopped terribly because like the story didn't carry it, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, the movie did flop. By the way, it was a complete bomb in the box office.
When was the last time you saw this movie, Ram?
The last time was other than earlier this week, probably maybe like 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Did you? I saw it when it came out.
Yeah,
I think I saw it on DVD or something, and it was like everyone was like, "Oh, it looks cool." It wasn't like there wasn't like a huge demand or anything. I saw this got nominated for an Oscar, probably for art design or something like that. I don't know if I don't know if I imagine that. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, It's amazing how young the actors look in this. It's amazing how long Ethan Hawke's career and Uma Thurman's career has been. And it's nice to see Ernest Borgnine and Gord Vidal. And I thought that Alan Arkin was okay as the detective. He had a little, like everyone else was playing it so cold and sterile. There's nobody had any personality in this. And he is the only one with any personality in it, right?
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of the way you have to make a movie like this, because that's what they're trying to warn you about. Because if you homogenize the whole society and make sure everyone's genetics are quote unquote perfect, you're just going to make a bunch of fucking clones. Everyone's going to be the same, because that's going to transition to how they educate the kids and how they socialize the kids. I would have liked to see. You know what would make this movie more interesting? If they showed more snippets from the rest of society, like what it would be like in a high school, what it would be like in this situation, what it's like the farm workers, like who are the people, like, other groups, more world built, more large. I know I always say that every week, but more bigger.
There was, but by the way, it was nominated for best production design.
Yeah.
For there is something to say about Ethan Hawke's character where he, he's an invalid, he's not supposed to be doing this. And even though he is stealing someone's credentials and identity, he does achieve a lot, like the work that he does is his own work. He's doing all these things, and he, successfully becomes an astronaut. So it's like, hey, look, like it's like a message like, hey, look, as long as you work hard and you want to do it, like you can do it. But then that doesn't really like transfer to that world, because like it's hidden, so no one, it's like it's not known that, hey, look, it's you can do it,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It's not really shown that way,
Yeah, there should be merit in society, because there's so many combinations of things that make the person that can do the thing or not do the thing at the time that you need them to do it, that it's not just genetics and it's just not environment, it's all of those things. And like societies have tried this eugenics shit for many periods of times, putting people who are mentally handicapped to death, right? The Nazis did it. They killed anyone who thought they were inferior. We did it in the United States. We had a major campaign for eugenics in the 1920s, where they would basically disallow Latino women in Los Angeles from giving birth. They would go in for a hospital visit and they would tie their tubes and not tell them. Jesus. They did this structurally and like all through the 1920s in Los Angeles. And like, if you look this up, it's a horrible fucking thing, but like that's eugenics. And so they tried this shit for a long time, and it's obviously not the way to go. It's horrific because at the end of the day, it's like you have to treat society as a salad and not as a melting pot where each ingredient maintains its integrity to create a more interesting, like, full salad, as opposed to melting everything down and just making a fucking soup that's just melted and everything tastes the same. And that's a kiss.
What did you guys think of the soundtrack?
Very, like a lot of drones and sweeps and
nothing, very atmospheric.
Very, again, I feel like Calvin Klein bit this whole thing. I think this movie did pioneer use of soundstage, like very early green screen stuff, right? Because this is 96. They didn't really have that technology, but you can see this image that you have. Like, that obviously looks like a fucking image projected on a soundstage, right? So I feel like he did that a lot for what was the show that the other one he made, the reality show Truman Show. I think they used that technique a lot in that, the big vistas and the ocean, and I feel like he was using green screens or something.
What'd you think of the music, Ram?
It's okay. I mean, for me, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this. I mean, it's more music than kind of movie, I guess you can say. But it kind of has like it keeps the same theme going throughout the entire movie. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just taking some looks at this notes.
They have notes. He watched it.
Yeah, they used Frank Lloyd Wright's Marin County Civic Center for a lot of this. And then there's another thing they've utilized was Esperanto. People were speaking Esperanto. Do you know what that is? Esperanto is a language that linguists invented in the 70s to try to be a universal language, and it's kind of like a Brazilian Spanish English combo. They just made it up, and they're like, okay, everyone, learn Esperanto. We're all going to speak Esperanto, and we're like, no, I'm good. I speak this language right now. And so they just made this like international language up, and like some people still like fuck with it. But that's the story of it. Like, check out the Esperanto League of North America if you want to learn more about Esperanto.
What the fuck?
I'm just seeing if there's anything else. Michael Nyman soundtrack. And so box office, it opened at number 5 at the box office, trailing I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Devil's Advocate, Kissed the Girl, 7 Years in Tibet. It made $36 million. What
was its budget?
Well, the budget was 36. Oh, it made 12.5. That's not good. It lost a lot of money. It brought in 4.3 million the first weekend, which is not bad, but then people just didn't catch fire.
I think and part of the reason why it's because I think they and I saw an interview with Ethan Hawke. They kind of they marketed this movie as an action movie.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
That was a terrible mistake. The only action was Jude Law trying to crawl up the stairs. Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up. They said this is one of the smartest and most provocative science fiction films, a thriller with ideas. That's what Roger Ebert said. I'm starting to lose respect for Roger Ebert every week. Really he attacked Mommy Dear. Like, what is going on with you, Roger? Crazy. He's like, energy and tautness, thought-provoking script, thematic richness. They thought it had Gene Siskel thought it had a smart script. It has an 82 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's not bad. That's pretty good. I've seen so many movies about the future that maybe I've been spoiled because, like, it was fine. It did, and like it was interesting. I thought that Danny DeVito produced this film too. So Danny DeVito took it on the chin. Producers generally in movies are the guys that put up the money.
Yeah. Whenever we watch a movie, or any movie actually, whenever I watch a movie in general, I like to look up people's thoughts on it. And especially like a movie like this where it's been out for a while, it was interesting to see, a lot of people were saying like, it's very underrated. It's grown better with time, So it's
with time.
Yeah, with time. So it has a following, and that 80% on Rotten Tomatoes obviously.
Well, I'll tell you what, U.S. Senator Rand Paul used near verbatim portions of the plot summary from English Wikipedia entry on Gattaca in a speech at Liberty University in 2013 in support of Virginia Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli's campaign for governor. What? So he's a big fan.
Yeah.
That sounds like a crazy speech.
He's a huge Gattaca head.
And at one point, we're crawling up the stairs, trying to get to the doorbell to let in the FBI. And we're like, stay out.
I remember my friend Eugene.
He was an Olympian who went paralyzed. Unfortunate accident.
Yeah.
Transhumanism is generally going to be a big topic, and I think people are already doing shit like that when they use stuff like something like a metformin, which actually creates longevity for the liver, and people take it for pre-diabetes, but some people just take it prophylactically now because they can prescribe it as something that actually extends the life of your organs. And there's people like who take testosterone. For example, Time has low T, and so the doctor has to go to his house in the morning, give him an injection to his stomach so he can get out of bed and go to work.
Yeah,
because otherwise the testosterone is too low. Ram. Right?
So like a lot of people are a different doctor too, which is weird.
It's always a different doctor. Yeah. You're always jabbing me.
He just knocks on the door and is like, I'm the doctor. And I'm like, all right.
When we take a vaccine, when we take an mRNA vaccine, that's a sort of genetic manipulation, right? That's so we depend on all of these features to develop drugs and do things. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but like these movies always take it to the furthest point. Like, what if 100% of the society was like this? Like, you can guarantee that it will be very much like this.
What was the
NBA teams will have babies just like genetically programmed to be NBA players. Don't you think? Like the Minnesota Timberwolves will have an orphanage with kids' genetics, right?
Yeah,
it'd be bad.
What was the thing in the in the COVID vaccine that was putting bombs in our stream? But it's like actually like rewriting the
mRNA.
Yes, that So what does that do exactly?
It goes in and edits. Yeah, it goes in it because that's how all virus is trying to do is replicate its DNA over and over, and it takes over cells and it teaches them to replicate it. And so what this mRNA does is goes in and it rewrites their code so that they don't spread it anymore. So you have the virus still, but it can't reproduce. Right? It's just like tying the tubes or vasectomy for the virus of sort. Right? And they can use the reason that you use mRNA is because the way they used to do it is in chicken eggs. They would like develop the vaccine for the influenza or whatever over time and through long processes, right? But you can do this very quickly. So if you have a new variant or something, you can quickly create and also it will lead to cancer cures and things like that because they're using it to prevent cancer from reproducing.
Right. Was this vaccine the first time they used mRNA on a large scale like that, or no?
Probably, I should think so.
That's how they came up with the vaccine so quick because of that method.
This is the deal. They had that technology ready, like they had been close to it, but then you get all this money and like we needed this now, right? And so every resource in the world gets put to it. There are all kinds of technologies and discoveries and things that we have that we don't utilize because of that same reason, that you don't have this big push like you did for this to get it to go, to make it viable. And that's why so much technology comes from war. Right,
and
because
UFOs,
and UFO, right? Because then you have this major event where there's a crisis. Then you shovel all this money to R&D and like accelerating things. It's like not that we didn't know how to do it. We already knew how to do it, probably theoretically, and proved it in journal for years. But you didn't have the way to scale it. The money's very expensive.
Sounds like we need it now. So here's all the money.
And then we cut it. The Trump administration cut all the mRNA research, and that's going to infect the cancer research and all science in the United States. He
did fund it first, though.
It's ironic.
I know,
he had a problem that week.
Shit.
Now he's like, "Oh, it's good. I'm good. I don't have COVID right now. Forget about it." It's always the next thing. It's always the next virus, right? It's always the one we don't know about, like the monkeypox and the West Nile virus and all. Like this is the thing, COVID. It could have been bleeding from your eyeballs. It could have been your whole insides dissolved because that's what a lot of these diseases do to you, right? And then you really can't ignore it. So we want to have something to deal with something like that when it comes, because the other thing that happens that Mr. Trump doesn't want to hear about is climate change. It makes the earth warmer and it makes more viruses because there's more pests, because it's hotter and there's less water and more mosquitoes, et cetera. So like there's going to be more.
Flame did say in chat, hearing the music from another room without any context, she liked it. So Flame did like the music. She did not watch the movie then.
I didn't find the music too memorable.
She was in the other room watching our Desperate Housewives or The Real Housewives or whatever the fuck it's called.
Of OC? I have to catch up. I've been a Big Brother stan this year. I'm heavily invested in Big Brother.
I've been watching 90 Day Fiance and Peacemaker.
You watch any reality shows, Ram?
Reality shows? No, not since
Orange County.
I don't know. I can't even tell you when the last time I watched a reality show.
Do you not like reality shows?
I live one in every day. I partake one every day at work.
I don't know what it is about some of these shows. They just like, it allows you not to worry about anything and like let their drama.
Yeah,
the drama, and you're not in it, and then you can laugh at it because there's always somebody crashing out, right? And so that's hilarious.
And then
it's the interconnections between the people, and like, oh, how do these two react to that one, and what does this react, and like all that is really fascinating. It's the social interactions, and so like I've seen mostly every Real Housewives of etc. show. Like people say, oh, you mean you've seen a couple episodes of each one? No, I've seen every episode of the New Jersey, Miami, everything. I used to fucking watch it like it was my job. I don't know why. It was really bad, but it was fun and I enjoyed it. And I learned a lot about, you know what? You learn a lot about humans, even though it is not really a reality, and they're improving their interactions. Right? They say, okay, you guys are fighting about this, and you go sit down, or this is a dinner tonight. They're all amazing improv actors, right? Because they have a goal to get to at the end of the day, and they do it in a really interesting way, right? And so, like, I never discredit the reality show performers. They do an amazing job.
Gattaca. Robert Polanski.
He's gonna remake Gattaca. He said, "Speaking of, Dunkel smashed Latina's first guitar during a fight. However,
Tonight?
the same stage. No, it's a couple nights ago.
Oh, god damn.
Yeah, he smashed.
When are they going to do something fun from now, though? Like, what's going on now?
They're always fighting. It's great. I love it.
Are they on?
Are you still trying to get a Latina?
Yeah, I want to be Latina. Man.
I wanted the community to show her my version of Glycerin.
That's right.
And nobody, like, Ram stepped up.
I did.
And you did? But this is the thing. Like, she needs to be an avalanche of videos. Like, she needs to, like if I keep doing it, it's not going to hit.
We're going to get her the golden banana. She'll have a guest spot where she sings, you know?
You have to ask people if you want them on, you know, and like Lance is so shy. He like if like I don't do it, like I need other people to step up and ask some people. It's always uncomfortable. It's always uncomfortable because they could just ignore you. And sometimes that happens, but usually it's fine. And like this is, you know, like he has to get better at asking people to do things that make him uncomfortable. Like the bigger people,
just better.
I mean, we all do, but like this is like, you know, I can tell that he struggles with it. But this is the thing: his name is on the show; it's on his channel. He's got to be the main asker, right? Because like, it sounds like it's my show, and I'm asking you on behalf of myself. I'm asking on behalf of him, and so then it becomes he needs to get used to it. It's not fun.
Flame says Lance is right to feel bad for me. Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
When did he say that he feels bad? Is that a new
earlier today?
Yeah, earlier today.
Why? Why did he say that?
Well, because he was. I made a joke about him calling Ram and I the help, and he laughed, whatever, and he's like, you know, they're the worst help, and then he's like, no, actually, Time is very helpful. Like honestly, he's very helpful. You know, he helps me with things. He does this, whatever. And I was yelling at him. We're kind of going back and forth. And Flame is like, you know, she's like, I ask for help all the goddamn time. You know how many times I ask for help? So I wrote that in chat. And then he's like, I feel bad for her, this and that, whatever. And then he brought up what Dark said, that Flame is the communal girlfriend for everybody, which is crazy to say.
Who said that, Lance?
Dark said that, remember?
Tonight?
No,
back in the well, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember
Lance just brought it back up. And I was like, I forgot about that. Fuck that guy.
Well, you know what you should remind Lance is that he said he's involuntarily celibate, and like just remind him of that, and like who is really feeling sorry for who. Like nobody asked him that. Nobody said, "Oh, are you an incel?" No, he said like I am involuntarily celibate, and like there's an interview about it. So like I don't know what people want to do.
I'm not.
They're
crazy.
all crazy.
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, they are all crazy.
So ready to wrap this up, boys?
Absolutely.
Put a bow on it. All right, Prag, go first.
You guys want to put a summary? Okay, so my summary is, I enjoyed the acting. I thought the aesthetics were very pleasing. I come from 1996, right? So I was actually 19 in that. So I know all of the styles and the way people dressed, and that's exactly the way they did, like Macy's level fashion back then. It was all 1920s and Art Deco, and so it was cool. I thought the performance was really good. I thought for probably one of the first stories about genetic futurism, it probably did all right explaining it, and they didn't want to get into too much jargon for people from 96 who had no idea. Like in 96 there was no computers. Like nobody had the internet. Like you had computers, but it was for word processing. Maybe you had a dial-up modem to play fucking Zork or Ultima 2.
Yeah,
I had a Commodore 64, bro. Okay, so like nobody understood what the fuck they were talking about probably back then with the Edge. They knew about, you know, they read about it. And so I think it was could have been more interesting of a story. I thought Jude Law really kind of saved it. Uma Thurman was beautiful as always. They didn't give everyone a lot to do, in my opinion. And I thought that some of the scenes devolved into camp, especially when Jude Law was like climbing up the thing. And I felt it almost became comedic. Yeah. So I would have preferred that it would be better. So I give it a 61. Ooh. And you could live without seeing this movie. I'm not going to recommend it.
Not recommend it. Wow.
I don't not recommend it, but I'm a neutral as far as like, I'm not going to tell anyone, oh, you got to go see Gattaca.
Right.
I'm not going to tell them that.
Okay, I'll go next. Ram, you can be last. This is my first time watching it. I like the performance of it. I like the feeling of it. I like the atmosphere. It had a lot to go for it. The science fiction part was obviously pretty cool. Everything that Ethan Hawke's character did to accomplish his dream, I liked, but the story was very ho hum. It made sense, but then it didn't make sense. Like it was like it made sense, but then at the end it's like, well, why did we get here like that? You know, it's just I don't know. It kind of bothered me. There were some slow parts, but for the most part, it kept my interest. So I think it was a pretty good movie. I'm gonna give it a 68, but I believe they say Gattaca about 4 times, so I get 4 extra points according to the rules. So that's 72. And I think I would recommend this movie with caveats.
You're not going to tell anyone to watch this movie?
No, I'd say like if you like a science fiction movie that doesn't have any action in it, it's not bad.
If you want a suit commercial,
Christian Dior, it's not bad. Something to think about, you know. It's not
Ram, you must understand this. None of these reviews are a reflection on you and your taste, and there's nothing to do with. Please don't be insulted by any.
He's going to disappear from your chat. He's going to disappear.
You know what? This is the last time I'm on the damn show. Probably. All right. I'm
still broken about how they did the Grizzly Man. They hurt me with the first time I picked a movie. This boy's life.
Listen, my taste in movies is like, I already know that I have a problem with that.
No, you don't.
I like the Batman versus Superman Snyder cut.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad movie.
No, I know.
You liked it?
That wasn't a bad movie. How dare
you?
You
liked it.
I mean, I liked it. Yeah, it was.
Fun.
For me,
I haven't seen the Snyder cuts. I haven't seen the Snyder cuts.
You know, a lot of people hated it.
Fun.
I don't have the time. Yeah. Like, what do they add the length for? What does the length come from? Like more like talking scenes, or is there more action, or like what do they do with all
the action? There's a little more talking.
Really? Is it worth watching all the Zack Snyder movies? Because I could do that.
You watch that one, not all of the Zack Snyder movies. You watch that one, but it's
all
4 hours long.
All the expanded ones.
It's 4 hours long. They split it into like I think 4 sections. Right? Is it 4 sections? I think it is. I think it's an hour per part.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's little
it kind of ties up the story a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of explains things a little better. I think that was the problem with like the shortened version, that they just kind of cut it up and kind of stuck it together.
Darkseid's in it, and he wasn't in the original, and he's badass in this one.
That's crazy. They had a whole fucking character that didn't make it to the final cut.
Yeah, the Thanos of the DC universe.
He should have just made it a TV show on HBO then, since it's Warner Brothers, and instead of like, because that's what it ends up being anyway.
Why they do not make a Batman TV show still just pisses me off. It'd be if it was
fuck it up.
Batman prop, they would. But I would love to see if it was bad, I'd still watch it.
I kind of like that they do it with the Penguin and the Gotham, and it's almost tangential. It's almost about the character, like the city. You know, Gotham was about the city, and like, but it's not directly Batman.
Yeah, but like, okay, so I haven't seen Penguin, but I mean that makes sense. Like,
you haven't seen Penguin?
No,
you should watch that. You should. It's more of the last movie. It feels exactly like an extension of it. It's so good.
If one of the main characters of the movie was the city, and they just keep doing the city with Penguin, it's going to be great. But when they do a show like Gotham, where it's just all your favorite parts about Batman, but they're children, and there's no Batman, that's stupid. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, but they know that Batman has box office, and like they just save that for the money. Like they don't want to like give out Batman without like, getting that box office receipt. They don't want to free Batmans.
Be so good.
Cartoon Batman. They should come back with a better animated series, like a new update.
Can't top the animated series.
And then Flame, we don't all dislike others' picks. We don't dislike each other's picks. That's not true at all.
That's not true at all.
I think you never know, and I think we all take everything fairly, and like we. I don't try to prejudge any of it. And like, I also try to be honest, and like, I don't try to like, just like, if I know you really like something, I don't think it does you a service for me to pretend that I like it. It wouldn't sound authentic either.
True. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for me also time, I'm 100% DC, and I don't like Marvel. That's
Marvel's
happy
okay.
for me.
Marvel's goated.
Yeah.
You're fucking crazy. I worked in a comic book shop in the 80s, bro. when I was 15, and I have long boxes of comics.
Flame, we all like Uglies. That is blasphemous. We all love that movie.
I'm a comic book guy, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
And you want to disrespect Marvel? Like, Marvel's very different. It's very different. It's a different vibe. It's more like social experience. Like the New York City is much more realistic compared to but it's different.
But like, the Marvel movies were good, and the comics were okay, and the DC comics were really good, and then the movies were okay. So it's kind of like that.
I mean, X-Men, like, they all have their periods, right? They all have their runs where, like, you had the Daredevil, the Frank Miller runs of Batman and Daredevil, which were amazing. You had X-Men that had amazing 90s, right? They had great stories. And the Wolverine, like, I remember a time when there wasn't spin-off comics. It was just X-Men, and that was all you got. And then they finally came out with the Wolverine series, and that was so fucking huge. There was, like, lines outside the fucking store for the first Wolverine book because everyone knew it was going to be worth something someday.
Yeah.
And it was.
I don't know how we got on this, but Ram, go ahead.
We can do it. Jason's not here to hurt us anymore. We can talk about whatever we want. Fuck. There was something else I was going to talk. I forgot what it was.
So I guess I have to give my summary of the movie.
Your review, yeah.
You know, for me, it's like I said, it's the plot leaves a lot to be desired for sure. I really think they could have done a better job with the story. You know, kind of build it up a little bit more. However, that thing that kind of drew me in more was the whole like aesthetic that Prag said. You know, the plan and you know how far someone's willing to go to kind of achieve their dream. I think definitely drew me in as well. And you know, you can always kind of find a lot of those things in people every day. So for me, I don't give it a 90 or 100. I kind of have it more like an 80.
Okay.
Just simply because of you know, I've taken, I guess, more time to digest everything and kind of study every single part of it.
And would you
Rotten Tomatoes says 82, so that's very consistent with the general theory. I think that a movie like, for example, of a future that is more identifiable as realistic is Her, because like in Her, everyone had a different personality still, and people were still people, and people were still goofy, and they still were like funny in some ways and creepy in some ways. And like in this movie, every person's giving me one note, right? And real people are sometimes funny and they're sometimes annoying, and I like how that movie did.
It's like they're all manufactured to be the same.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's what they wanted to do. So kudos. So they did it.
What would you recommend this movie, Ram?
I mean, I did recommend it to you guys, so I would say yes.
Okay. Fair. Okay, well, something that... did you remember what
you guys don't bother? You guys, there's no minorities in this fucking movie?
No.
I mean, the doctor was black.
You should say that's just like NASA.
The doctor was black.
The doctor was black. Yeah, you're right.
There you go.
Yeah. Cool. And like the doctor, it turned out the doctor knew the whole time because of the way Ethan held his penis.
Yeah.
He said to him, Ethan, people with right-handed people don't hold their penis with their left hand, and he winked at him, and then Ethan winked at him and disappeared off camera. Like, how would you hold it, doctor? How would you hold it if you were me? And he said, let me show you.
Yeah.
And then they went, right? And then the movie really started, and that was a movie that was
he said, show me, and then he pulled the little shade thing around him.
And he comes behind
the final
him.
Scene, they had an Asian guy. They had
and he goes, let me get behind you.
He stuffed them all in the same time. You know?
And he said, Ethan, this is called a reach around. And he said, you hold it like this, right? You make this mark, and then you do that.
Oh my God.
I know JC's probably going to watch this later, so I apologize.
JC,
you know what? I forgot about JC.
Yeah, no, we didn't forget JC. I don't want to hear your fucking shit in the goddamn thread about corrections. Fuck your corrections. I don't want to hear that shit.
Corrections?
He always corrects when he's on the podcast. He comes in, he's like, "Here's corrections. You got this wrong. You got this wrong. Fuck you, JC."
I have a correction. Upload my fucking videos to YouTube. Upload the videos to YouTube. You don't have to edit them. Just open them raw. Just send them raw, dog. Just like,
raw dog.
You know, like,
raw dog.
Raw dog. That's the next week's movie. What's the next movie next week? What are we doing next week?
Hold on. Even though I just yelled at JC. JC, I love you, so we're going to continue on your trend. We're going to read some Letterboxd reviews real quick. I think that's funny. I think it's a funny thing.
Okay.
So Letterboxd for Gattaca. A dude so impressed by Ethan Hawke's dick that he alters the course of the plot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he has a long conversation with him too. He's like, "Wow, you have a nice penis," and he's like, "I wish my parents ordered that model." Right? He had a whole fucking and like he's like that's the 40th time he's seen him though too, because he goes in there all the time. It's really confusing.
He keeps looking at his dick and then he's like, "Remind me to tell you about my son." And I'm like, "Where is this going?"
It's a lot of penis.
What's the next part of it?
And then, did you guys get curious about Ethan Hawke's penis at any point? Because you're like, wow, how impressive could it be?
He's Ethan Hawke. It's got to be impressive. You know. That specific comment had no review attached to it. This one was 3 stars. Jude Law and Ethan Hawke are the gay roommates I never knew I needed.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I think Jude Law would make an amazing roommate. He's so sophisticated. He's so charming, right? If you got home from work and Jude Law was there sipping a cup of tea or a cocktail, it's like, oh, how do you do? Right? And all that stuff would be perfect.
4.5
do you think
stars.
They shared each other's clothes when they were roommates? I think they were
had
the same size.
Yeah. Well, no. He had all his clothes like professionally like pressed and like vacuum sealed and shit. Yeah. So we have 4.5 stars. They all have futuristic technology, but ID photos are low-res pixelated pictures on blue screens.
I don't get it. And Star Wars is the same shit. Like they're traveling interstellar light space, and they have no ability to like use computers. It's just like they didn't have an vision for it, even what we have now. It's so phenomenal, the technology of the modern era. They couldn't even fantasize about it. You know, I think we take it for granted.
3.5 stars. Ethan Hawke telling the audience that there is no racism because genes is the only thing that matters in a film with 98.8 white characters who look so similar that the police weren't able to find a suspect, even with the photo is one of the most unintentionally hilarious things I witnessed in 90s sci-fi.
Right? That's the summary of the movie for me. Like it was like a cool idea, but then they didn't like land it.
I have two more. 4.5 stars. Good film that hinges on the idea that nobody can tell 2 white men apart.
Yeah.
And the last one, we're going to go for the last one. Sure, the movie was good, but right at the start, someone tells Ethan Hawke that he has a beautiful dick, and for some reason, I found that so funny. I'm sorry, that's all I could think about. Gattaca, more like Gattaca. That's great. That's a great one.
Wow.
That's a great one. So next week we will be back to our regular rotation, including JC.
Is he going to be here though? Because he's
he
rescheduled the last 3 episodes.
Pick the movie. So we are watching. I don't know this director, Ted Ketchoff.
I don't know who it is.
Yeah, Ted Ketchoff.
Did he record it on a flip phone like most of the films JC makes?
No, because it was in 1971.
Okay.
And it's called Wake and Fright, and I think it fits the whole film or the theme of that we had, where it's like
visual,
beautiful,
stunning.
Beautiful, visually stunning. Yeah.
So then the pressure's on me because now I have to pick a visually stunning movie from like, you know what I'm saying, like that. Yeah. I'm after him, right?
Yeah.
Maybe okay. I'll figure something out. I'll figure something out.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Ram. Appreciate it.
We're going to be on the Golden Banana next Saturday, right? We're going to recur. Ram will be there. You're on this epi, right, Ram?
Next Saturday, 10 p.m.
Yeah. I think I am, yeah.
You think you are?
I am.
I order you to be on the show. I need other people. We need more people.
Oh.
What do you mean you think?
Another what?
I need more people. I need more people.
Is that what you're saying? You people?
I need more the people. No, not you people. The people. Any people.
He said he needs another.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
I know.
You people.
I didn't say that.
All right. Well. Do
you think when I wear a gray shirt, I just look like a gray monster? Like my gray hair, the gray shirt. It's just like everything's gray now.
You look like a Haynes model that everything went horribly wrong.
You got burned by a battery that exploded. Like maybe he was changing he was changing his AC adapter or something, or he was changing his remote control battery and the battery exploded. Yeah, I feel it. And I'm also building a Garfield house.
Are you?
Yeah, I'll have all the interiors done soon. The storyline is going to be that PP9 is building an undersea Garfield house for Dr. Blathers as a surprise. And it's a recreation of what a Garfield house would look like, but in the sea lab.
Oh, great.
Yes, Flame. It's Flame. Whatever you text me, it's that one. It's that one. So we're gonna raid.
I was thinking I missed out, but maybe I had a good choice. I mean, you just watched Nordstrom's ad from the '90s, and you can get the same.
We're gonna raid the giant racist Lance.
Do I have to stay and say hello before?
I think you do. Yes. So
what is his little dust?
What
is he doing? Like a dust? He's doing like
Monday
a marathon.
Monday through Friday.
Starting tomorrow. Starting this Monday.
I don't know what time.
And what is that? What is that? Like a bunch of streamers are in a server and they like a long-term battle.
Yeah, I think it's like
What is the show?
You set up a base and then you have to defend the base and you can attack other people. And it's a whole thing. But I think
who's participating?
The only people I know participating are Lance and Weast, Texas.
Why don't I know who that is? Because I feel like I'm around a lot, and I should know.
With glasses, and he's always shirtless.
Yeah, I think if you saw him,
I've never heard of him.
You would know. He goes on Cuba. He goes on Cuba a lot.
I don't know.
But that's on Kick.
Well, no, he goes on Cuba with Twitch. When
I thought she wasn't on Twitch anymore. Oh, he was
right now. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
All right. And there's nobody. Is there any? Okay.
But
and he's not here. And he's just not here, of course, right? And like it's so embarrassing.